Lee was a struggling young man, struggling to make sense of his existence, struggling to find the meaning of his life. He felt lost, alone, and like he was just going through the motions each day without any real purpose, swept by the flow that we call reality, being thrown from one meaningless thing to another. Besides his unchanging boring routine of work and instant gratification, Lee's only sanctuary was the nearby forest. There he could clear his mind, and feel a resemblance of peace surrounded by nature. One day, he decided to take a walk in the nearby forest as his mind was clouded by the absurdity of his existence. As he walked aimlessly, he came across an old man who was chopping wood. The young man struck up a conversation with the old man and shared his struggles with him, thinking that he'll never meet the old man again and thus not worried about his words. The old man listened intently and then handed the young man an axe. "Chop this wood for me," the old man said. The young man hesitated, unsure of what the old man was trying to tell him. But humoring him, he took the axe and began to chop the wood. He swung the axe with all his might, but the wood wouldn't budge. Witnessing his inability to chop the wood, old man approached and said, "Stop. Let me show you something." He picked up the axe and examined it closely. "This axe is dull. You cannot cut wood with a dull axe." The old man took the axe and began to sharpen it. He then handed it back to the young man and said, "Try again." The young man swung the axe again, this time with ease. The wood began to split apart effortlessly. The young man was amazed at how sharp the axe was and how easily he was able to cut through the wood. The wise old man then said, "The meaning of life is like this axe. You cannot achieve your goals and find your purpose in life if you are dull and not sharpened. You must constantly work on yourself, sharpen your skills, and improve your abilities. Only then will you be able to cut through the challenges of life and find your true purpose." The young man was taken by surprise, unexpecting to find such wisdom in his random forest walk. He took the old man's words to heart and left the forest feeling inspired. He realized that the meaning of life was not as simple as finding a rational purpose, as even with said purpose one could only attain it through constantly working on oneself, improving oneself, and striving for greatness. From that day forward, the young man dedicated himself to sharpening his skills and improving his abilities. He read books, took courses, and practiced his craft every day. As he became more skilled and knowledgeable, he began to notice that he was achieving his goals more easily and finding more fulfillment in his work, allowing him to aim for higher goals than he thought were attainable. He also began to notice that he was making a positive impact on the lives of those around him. Eventually, the young man discovered his true purpose in life: to help others by sharing his knowledge and skills. He became a teacher, and his students admired him for his wisdom and dedication. The young man knew that he had found his meaning of life, but he also realized that it was an ongoing journey. He continued to sharpen his skills and improve himself, always striving to be the best version of himself. In the end, the young man's legacy was not just about what he accomplished, but also about the positive impact he had on the lives of others. He had found his purpose in life, and it was a purpose that inspired others to find theirs as well. And so, the young man's story serves as a reminder that the meaning of life is not something that can be found overnight. It is a journey of constant self-improvement and dedication to a greater purpose. Thank you for tuning in.